Rise and grind, my fellow YouTubers. It's your lucky day. Today I want to talk about this. Not like all this right here. We'll talk about that later, but really this. So first things first, I got a couple new accessories, as you can see. One being the f1.4 24mm lens, the G Master. This thing, oh man, it's amazing. We'll talk about that in a second. This is also a new addition to the accessory list, the Sony remote. Honestly, highly recommend this remote. This remote's really sweet, allows you to take those recordings from a distance and you don't have to constantly hit the record button. Which, I mean, you can always edit out, but at the same time, it's nice to have. Also, I wanted to point out one more thing. I think this is really cool, but... So we all know that, like, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, all those folks, they have these Joby pods, right? And, you know, a lot of people complain about it because they say it only lasts about, I don't know, 5-6 weeks before it starts sucking. I had the smaller version for my GoPro, and I ended up ordering the bigger one for my camera because the smaller one just kept falling over. So it shows up in the mail in this box, right? This one that I just showed you. I only ordered one, and I got 4. Other than the one I'm using, I have 3 other Gorilla Pods. Thanks, Amazon. I don't know if they messed up or what exactly happened there, but I will say that I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Okay, so another thing. Let's talk about this and this. So, first Onewheel accident, story time. I was riding, normal day. I just come outside of the office and I set the board down and I was about to ride it. And a group of military soldiers looked at me and like, hey man, check out this thing, it's pretty cool. So I get on the board and they're all looking and I start going about 15 miles an hour and I'm trying to pass up another vehicle. So I ended up leaning too far forward. Hear the grind, I'm thinking, oh shit, that's not good. And next thing I know, I'm running full speed, trying to keep up with the street, the pavement. I did not win. So I hit the ground, both my hands first, hit the ground, ended up bruising both my palms, and my left arm somehow twisted and rolled in the process and just grinded all of this back off the back of my hand. It's funny because I saw a video of Peter McKinnon with the same situation where like the back of his hand is all scraped up. And he's like, yeah, I use this to protect this.
Peter, those scars on your hand, what is that from?
It's from falling on the Onewheel at 32 kilometers an hour. I couldn't run it out fast enough because I can't run that fast. And I used this to like cover my face so I could still do my intros. And yeah, it was just bad choices.
Yeah.
Onewheel actually called me and they were like, what are you doing?
In this situation, I was wearing a helmet, was not wearing wrist pads, and I just went flying, slid across the pavement, slid across my stomach, tore up my pants. Actually, I'm kind of wearing the pants out right now. I don't know if you can see this, but no. The point is, this is my first Onewheel crash, and now I have a whole lot more well-deserved respect for the Onewheel. Okay, moving on to this lens. So first of all, I want to talk about this. A couple of things that I thought when I bought this is like I would like a small lens that could rival my other lenses. The reason being is because if I'm going to vlog and I'll like walk around and carry this thing, I don't want a lens that weighs like 20 pounds. So my first thought was I'm gonna get the 55mm f1.8. Got that in the mail. It was awesome. The problem is the focal length. It's not as good as the other lenses. It's actually kind of far away, which means you have to really hold out your Gorilla Pod, in order to be able to get your face in focus. That didn't really sit well with me. It's a light lens, it's really awesome, and we'll do a comparison in a minute, but it just wasn't going to cut it for vlogging. The second option was a 24-70. That lens weighs like at least 3 pounds, 3 or 4 pounds. It's a heavy lens and it's huge. And I just basically knocked that off the list. I was like, there's no way I'm going to carry this thing around and vlog with it. I mean, my whole rig with the camera, the screen on the top, and the microphone weigh enough as it is. There's no way I'm going to put an extra 3 or 4 pounds on that. I mean, I would be jacked. My shoulder would be huge if I was doing that all the time. So yeah, I ordered this new lens, and let me tell you, I can't explain explain in words how happy I am with it. Not only is it small and compact and very lightweight, it has a lot of great features, and I think it will really take vlogging to the next level. And I'm pretty sure I could just pick it up, yep, and then move around, no problem. And it's 1.4, which is awesome. I love the lens itself. We'll do a quality test some other time, but the main reason why I wanted to show you this is so I can do a comparison of the actual lenses and show you the weight difference. So here is, just to put things in perspective, the 55mm 1.8, and this is the huge and heavy 2470. The lenses themselves, huge difference in weight, a lot of glass in this thing. And to be honest, the 24mm f1.4 isn't too much bigger than this lens. So I'm gonna do a comparison with that right now. Literally had to back up so far away, and I don't even know if these are the right settings, but anyways, these are the two lenses. Very, very close-knit view of what the lenses look like. This is the f1.4 24mm lens, and I think it's just, man, so much smaller, so much more lightweight, so much easier to vlog with. This is going to be the new vlog lens, and it's awesome because it has the it has like a little manual focus right here that you can actually click into automatic mode, and then it'll actually take over the focus. And we know that the lightning fast focus speeds with this lens are just incredible, so why not take advantage of it, right? Great lens, very happy with this purchase. 55mm f1.8, 24mm f1.4. The size difference is not very much. The weight, yeah, for sure this lens is lighter, but being able to use the focus at such a much shorter length is so much more impressive with this lens. And this is new. This is my new favorite lens. This is for sure going to be the vlog lens that I use from now on. Very happy with it. But yeah, so hopefully you liked the size comparison between the three lenses. This is some really expensive glass here. Anyways, they're all great lenses, and I think that they all have their own utility. I think that if I wanted to do some scenery shots from, you know, a short distance but didn't want to carry around a lot of weight, and that was really important to me, then I would not take the 2470, I would just take the 55mm 1.8. If I also wanted to do vlogging and stuff, I would just choose the 24mm lens. I mean, that autofocus, whew, lightning fast. I just really can't be happier enough with it. But so before I go, I did want to say one last thing. I did come up with a remedy for the Onewheel crash. I ended up purchasing these bad boys. They're called Fangs, and I don't know if it's gonna autofocus or not. It's kind of blown out. Anyways, basically it's like training wheels. People talk a lot of crap about it on the internet, but it'll prevent you from having a one-wheel nosedive, or at least give you a fighting chance. So hopefully there'll be no more crashes, and I'll ride safe. Anyways, if you liked the video, consider subscribing. I also wanted to say I will try and work a little bit harder to have a more consistent upload schedule. The problem is I work 12.5-hour days. On my days off, I just kind of want to sleep in and recuperate. And then whenever I'm off, I do invest time outside of actually creating these videos to put together my thoughts and edit videos, so it does take away from everything else, but your time is very valuable to me. And I do want to say that if you do leave it in the comments below and say what you'd like to see as far as a side-by-side comparison, or just give me some kind of motive to do so, I'll create a video with the side-by-side comparison of the different camera lenses and the shots, and I could use your help. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on what you'd like me to shoot, and it's something reasonable that I can do, I'll do it. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.